All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. Bueller no dodge today, didn't make it out of his restaurant, here with the Ruloff Family Inc. brothers to bring you the MMA news.
He's serving up the Twitter beef.
The Twitter beef. He's missing in action today. We got the MMA news. Of course, we have the Ultimate Fighter Tough Talk from this week and a couple of cards to break down for the weekend. Sorry, the news isn't going to be quite as in-depth as normal with Dodge. He usually comes in here with his laptop and about 27 tabs open, and we adjust accordingly.
Half of them are porn, and then we make them shut those ones
down.
Yeah.
The show starts running slow.
Yeah.
There's some things that are popping up. I'm on Reddit right now, so if you do the Reddit MMA forum, then you're probably going to know everything that I'm about to tell you. But yeah, so starting up with Alan Belcher has retired from MMA officially. He hasn't done anything in a while.
No,
but he was good, man. He was good for the sport. He was a good journeyman.
I think a lot of these guys are just tired of getting beat up.
I'm tired of the Reebok deal.
The Reebok deal is not a big deal because, you can go other places. Everybody's, just like I seen earlier this week, I think it was on Reddit, where they're like, our sport's slowly killing itself. I think the sport's doing fine. I think the UFC is killing itself.
Its brand. It's hurting its brand.
Yeah, I think that it's killing, because, these other, even our local stuff is actually doing pretty good. Some of the payouts I've seen from even like Chicken Ranch and some of these casinos, they're actually getting more money
than some UFC
fighters. Yeah.
Well, when I was managing fighters, I was getting them comparable pay to like brand new UFC fighters.
Yeah. So the sport, I think, is doing just fine. It's talked about every night on ESPN.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think it can go anywhere. This is something that has entered the game, so to speak, and it's got a fan base. I don't think that it's going to be one of the. It's not like slam ball or robot fighting. You know what I mean? It's not like one of those things where robot fighting came out and then it went away. Now it's making its resurgence thanks to Big Hero 6. But slam ball was fun to watch.
Oh,
it wasn't going to stick around though. There was no way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those sports that show up, but this is an age-old thing. This is man-to-man hand combat. It was in the Roman Colosseum. This is a primal thing that we do, and now that they've regulated it so much, I don't think that it's going to collapse on itself by any means.
I don't, not at all.
Yeah, but part of the whole Reebok deal, making it so uniform, took away part of the.
Yeah, but that just affects the UFC.
Right. But like you said, the UFC's kind of doing it to themselves.
When's NASCAR going to get uniforms?
They kind of do.
Now all the cars to be uniformed, no stickers on them.
They actually do have one or two races where all the cars are the same, right?
Oh, is that right?
No.
The Corvette series, no?
Oh no, you're talking about a different series.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. I don't get into that. But some of the racers do have some of the same badging for the racing and all that stuff.
Moving on from there, Gleason Tebow is apparently only 6 takedowns away from breaking George St. Pierre's long-standing all-time record for takedowns. And 6 seems like a decent amount, but at the same time, George St. Pierre is not exactly gaining numbers.
No, but they are talking about he's going into a six-week camp. For what? We don't know.
We'll see. I don't know if he should come back to fighting. Everybody wants to see him fight again. But
hey, Fedor's coming back.
I don't want that to happen either, though. I really don't.
You hear Putin called him?
Putin?
Putin called him and said he said, I'm worried about you and your comeback. Told him to take care.
All right. They're all riding his back. Is Putin going to ride Fedor into battle?
I don't know.
I want to see that painting.
I'd like to know. No. What are those things where the baby rides in the front?
Baby Bjorn?
Baby Bjorn, Fedor, and then Putin in the front.
Holding a laser or a lightsaber.
Just a SKS.
I want to see Fedor with Putin and a Baby Bjorn holding a lightsaber riding a grizzly bear.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
That's the painting I want to see.
Oh yeah.
Why not? They got Abraham Lincoln or somebody riding
a grizzly bear though. That's not really I understand the bear thing.
All right, then a polar bear.
That's not really a Russian thing either.
Then a black bear.
No, you need like a Siberian tiger.
All right, Siberian tiger works. Let's do that one.
Yeah.
People don't think about Siberian tigers being up there.
Yeah.
That's Russian. That's what Siberian is.
But that's like people think of tigers. They don't think of like up in the fucking snow. People are thinking Jungle Book shit, man. You see a Siberian tiger in its natural element, like,
fuck your shit up.
Somebody put that there.
Huh.
Apparently, we have, of course, Aldo, who's been out for a while, looking to come back and fight. Demetrius Johnson's there's not a lot of faith in Aldo coming back. He's worried about Aldo coming back.
Yeah?
Yeah, Mighty Mouse, it doesn't have a lot of faith in him.
Well, there's a lot of rumors saying that this fight's not going to happen, so.
The fight has to happen. It's going to happen. Is it going to happen with Aldo at 100%? No, probably not.
Right.
And that's why I'm losing faith in Aldo retaining the belt when he does finally fight Conor McGregor. Not because I'm buying into the McGregor hype, because I'm really not. But if Aldo can't come in there at 100% in his head and body, then Conor's going to give him a lot of problems.
And he's got a timeline, right? They set those rules that you within a year. Is it a year you have to defend it?
If you can't fight within a year, do they strip it or they just do an interim? Are they stripping it now?
I don't know. We'll have to check in on that.
Where's Dodge? Dodge would know.
No, I thought, from what I remember, I thought it was they made it because it was too long that you just straight up someone else fights for the belt.
Yeah, it was because of was it Cruz? No.
Someone had it for like a year and a half or 2 years.
Well,
right?
Cruz was out for over 3 years.
Right.
And they started, it was with I think it was the Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos fight where they were like, if you can't fight within a year's time, like if you go out on suspension and you can't come back to fight within 365 days, if they book you on a fight within 365 days, then they won't take the title from you. But if they can't book you on a fight within 365 days, then yeah, I think you get stripped of the title. That's if I remember correctly. So we'll see what happens. But the thing is, they keep booking him on fights and he keeps getting injured.
Right.
So I don't know how that affects the idea of like, if they say they can book you on a fight within a year's time because they're doing it and then he's not coming through. So maybe that's another thing altogether. I have no idea. But good news, if you're a mainstream MMA fan and you don't just follow UFC and you're into other things like World Series of Fighting or Bellator or Rising or any of that stuff, Glory has now announced an official partnership with ESPN.
Awesome.
Glory on the ESPN.
There you go.
So you'll be able to get some more fighting on the mainstream.
ESPN's the official glory hole, right?
Should have saw that one coming. But I'm done.
You couldn't. It was a glory hole.
It was a glory hole.
You never know what's coming.
Speaking to my banana.
It is a banana.
If you believe it's a banana, then it's a banana. You had something on Ronda Rousey, right?
Yeah, Rousey. She was recently quoted in Maxim to ditch the lube and just put more time in.
Put more time in.
Put more time in. To which a lube sponsor said that they'd give her a year's supply of lube just to give it a whirl.
I just what was the conversation about to get her to talk about lube?
I think what it was is from what I read and from what I've seen is just like people sent in questions and like we had Bill 31 Chicago.
Oh.
Vince 26 in Atlanta.
Got it. Okay.
Were these real people? I don't know.
Well, it's like Josh said, men don't get asked these kind of questions about lube. But at least she's sometimes she's cool about it. She shut down, like we were talking about last week, shut down the interviews and they were talking about her and her boyfriend. But every time she's been asked about sex, she's given a pretty straightforward answer.
Oh, yeah. Well, for years she's talked about that she likes to knock one out the day before.
Yeah, and also there was the Australian interviewer that asked the question about equal pay.
Right.
And she didn't hold back with that answer at all. For the most part, she seems like a pretty straightforward person.
Yeah, just don't get personal.
You can ask about lube in general.
Right. Because, that's just a general thing.
But but don't ask her about her lube usage.
Right. Well, or who she used the lube on.
Or she used the lube on.
That's
Is that where you go with that?
Yeah.
Because she's obviously using the lube on somebody else. So we're creeping up on the end of the year fights. Of course, we got the New Year's card coming your way, Christmas card coming your way, which is the Christmas cards basically. That's not the Ronda Rousey one. That's Thanksgiving, huh?
Right.
That's coming up next week. And tonight we have let's do Ultimate Fighter first.
All right.
Ultimate Fighter this past week. Of course, we got Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber still going kind of back and forth. And Conor McGregor giving Uriah Faber shit about the flip-flops that he gave him as a gift the week before. He said they were cheap. They weren't Gucci. Because they weren't Gucci flip-flops. He didn't want them.
Whatever.
And the team rivalry continues. And this week, you had Uriah Faber's boy go up against Conor McGregor's boy, obviously. And what they were talking about with Uriah Faber's guy was how flashy he was with his kicks. And like how he's really good. He's got fancy whatever, taekwondo. And they showed him getting into the house using his fancy kicks. And they showed him training using his fancy kicks. And all this stuff about his stand-up game and punching and how quick he was. And he's lightning fast and blah, blah, blah. And then there was only one mention about his ground game, which you immediately knew was going to be the biggest hole in his game.
And it was.
And of course, it was horrible. I actually was watching it with my girlfriend, and I was like, this guy's getting tapped out.
Have you actually seen anybody that just makes you like, wow? Any of these guys?
Any of these guys? No. Well, okay, yeah, the Wizard.
Yeah.
The Wizard. And people online are saying that he's probably going to win the season. I'm not saying I 100% agree with it, but I haven't seen anybody else on his level. Because this guy, he's throwing himself at other people. Like, if you think you can tap me, I'm going to give you all the opportunity in the world to try to tap me or punch me in any place where you want while I knee bar you.
You think is it the coaching or is it just the weight class?
I mean, I don't know, because the thing that we have with the Ultimate Fighter is we let go a lot of guys who are on that show. We just let go a tough champ.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not going to happen like that in the women's division for a while, possibly. But with the guys, it's like maybe the talent pool is just pretty thin out there. You know? But think about American Idol. When was the last time somebody who won American Idol really blew your socks off?
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
I mean, you could, yeah. And we're at 22, so it's like you're just reaching. You're just trying to fill numbers every year.
So I think the feeder pool, it needs a little bit of time to build back up, because you're getting a lot of guys, you know, because obviously you're going for pretty much the same age range. You don't see a lot of aspiring 36-year-old mixed martial artists coming on to the Ultimate Fighter. You know what I mean? So you got all these guys that are basically in their 20s, so 20 to 29, and so they come and they try out. I know a guy who tried out at least 2, if not 3 times for it, and never made it on the show. But it's like, so you're getting a lot of these guys who couldn't make it the first or second time, and then all of a sudden the third time they make it. Are they really that much better of a fighter, or is the pool just that much more shallow?
We just didn't have any. We didn't have anybody else.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think the Ultimate Fighter is gonna. The pool's getting too thin. Even if they took a break for a year or two, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for him. But yeah, basically, your Uriah Faber's guy threw some fancy kicks, got taken down, got subbed, boom, done. Yeah, over. You have no jiu-jitsu, you're not gonna win in this sport. Eventually somebody's gonna get a hold of your leg. And that's why I like the Wizard guy, because like I said, he knows he's going for a knee bar. He knows he's going for a knee bar. He goes in, he doesn't even punch you. He just jumps at your legs and pulls for a knee bar.
Right.
You know, and nobody can stop it. It's like Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Everybody except for Ronda Rousey has amazing stand-up versus I don't even know if this guy does. So I think the Wizard probably is going to win the season, but who knows? I mean,
again, could be fancy editing.
Could be fancy editing. Could be anybody. Somebody could have a flashy punch that we're not going to see until like the last episode.
End, yeah.
Oh, you know,
oh my God!
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. We have the next Crow Cop. I have no idea. But tonight you said we have Bellator.
Yeah.
Bellator is going down, and if you want to check this one out tonight, you can. It's on. Do you know what channel it's on?
Spike.
It's on Spike. Oh, Spike TV. It's going to go down at 6:00 Pacific time, so 9 p.m. Eastern. And your prelims, you got Jeff Crotty going up against Garrett Gross, Steve Mann up against Kyle Kurtz, Alex Huddleston going up against Augusto Saki, Jordan Dowdy and Adam Meredith, Clay Mitchell and Kane Royer, and Scott Edling versus Fazlo Mutablovanic, and Brandon Lowe up against Rashard Lovelace. Then your main card is Justin Lawrence and Emmanuel Sanchez. Big Bobby Lashley taking on James Thompson. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. James Thompson actually was just in had an interview or something like that where he said that after he fought Kimbo, he almost gambled away all of his money.
Yeah.
Then you have Will Brooks and Marcin Held are going for the lightweight title. And then you have Fabricio Ferrer going up against Daniel Strauss for the featherweight title. So 2 titles on the line.
I think Strauss is going to get that.
Think Strauss is going to win the title?
Yeah.
Going to take it away from Ferrer?
Yeah, I think so.
What about Brooks and Marcin?
I'm Brooks.
Brooks on that one?
Yeah.
Again, that's tonight. It's set your DVR or whatever you got to do, and make sure you check that one out. And then tomorrow night we got a free Fox Sports 1 card. This is UFC Fight Night 77. Fight Pass, if you got it. Bruno Rodriguez is going up against Matthias Nicolau Pereira. You also got Pedro Munoz going up against Jimmy Rivera, and Viscardi Andrade going up against Gasad Umlatov. That's all. Fight Pass. If you don't have it, you ain't seen it. Main card starts on Fox Sports 1. It's Kevin Souza up against Chaz Skelly. Clay the Carpenter Guida still doing the damn thing. Going up against Thiago Tavares. There's your undercard fight to make sure you keep an eye on.
He's part of Team Elevation now, right?
Which one? Clay?
Did Clay move up there with those guys?
He's a nomad.
He just goes everywhere.
I mean, he might be training there, but I don't know if he's on the team. But that should be a good fight. Really one to watch on the undercards because those guys both have a lot of energy. And then Yan Cabral up against Johnny Case. That, again, could be a good one. I think Yan Cabral's got that one. And then Gleason Tabao. See if you can get a takedown against Abel Trujillo. And see if you can catch up. He could actually get George St. Pierre's record tonight in one fight, depending on how long the fight goes on.
Yeah,
6 takedowns.
Couple takedowns around. Yeah.
If you can get Sebit against Abel, then he's the new record holder.
Bam.
So make sure you know what, do some prop bets on that one.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be totally worth it. Take some shots. Breaking onto the main card now, you got Fabio Maldonado up against Corey Anderson, Gilbert Burns and Rashid Magomedov. Damn it. Alex Oliveira up against Piotr Hallman, and then Thomas Almeida up against Anthony Birchak. Co-main event, something to definitely keep an eye on with the big hands. Glover Teixeira up against Patrick Cummins. You got anybody in that one?
I'll take Teixeira.
I got Teixeira in that one too. Yeah, I like that fight. And then for the third time, putting it all on the line, going to be definitely one to watch. These guys have put on amazing wars in the past. Vitor Belfort goes up against Dan Henderson. Now, these guys are one apiece, right? If I remember correctly.
I like the meme I seen that's like, I'm TRT Belfort and I have DirecTV, and I'm non-TRT Belfort and I have cable. That's probably the best meme I've seen this week.
That's awesome. Have you seen the one the one that he posted? Dan Henderson posted of him punching a dinosaur.
Yeah, he said it was his first MMA fight.
First MMA. I'm not that old. Yeah, so you got Dan got the win over Vitor back in Pride 32, like way, way back in the day. The last time they met, they had just a brutal back and forth where Henderson lost. But that was a kick-ass fight. Everybody loved that fight. That one, that was a good time. So I don't know what's gonna happen this time.
There's probably 10 years difference between the two?
Between the two fights?
No, between the two fighters.
Oh, I don't know, man. They've been both doing it for a really, really long time.
Oh, so they're probably closer, probably 5 years apart, maybe.
I mean, you got to think Belfort. I mean, shit, he was fighting back in the long time ago in the UFC. When his sister got kidnapped and stuff, that was forever ago. So I really don't know the age if I could look it up, but right now I'm trying to see how long ago. Pride 32 was in 2006.
Wow.
Was the first time they fought.
9 years ago.
Yeah, and then the next time they fought, if I could find it now.
That's funny because there's young fighters right now that don't even make 9 years.
Right. So they fought in 2006, again in 2013. So this is going to be their third time matching up in 2014.
Like some of the tough cuts you were talking about, they didn't even make it 5 years.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
And these guys been doing it for 9. I mean, been on main cards for 9.
Right. Oh yeah. No, it's a big deal.
Crazy.
Where's his birthday? Why do they have everything about him except for his birthday? I got his fucking height.
He's Dominican, dude. He don't have a
how many teeth he has left. All right, Dan, which is 0. Dan Henderson is 40.
Yeah.
45 years old. And then
Belfort's, I think, 37.
Thinks 37. Trying to suck any dick on the way to the parking lot. 38.
38. All right.
45 and 30.
Like bananas.
just pretend it's a banana. You're fine. It's not gay if it's a 3-way.
Yeah, and then Cormier Jones is keeping up their Twitter beef. They want to fight everywhere but in the ring, apparently. There's been threats back and forth.
Really?
Oh yeah, like he'll drive to Arizona, or Jones will have somebody drive him.
Yeah, I was going to say Jones ain't fucking driving anywhere
I know.
and making it. As soon as I get my provisional license, I'm coming to get your ass.
No, I'm pretty sure they've made sure he will not drive. He's now like Joe Walsh. I got a Lamborghini. Now I can't drive.
Now I can't drive. That's how it should be. He should have people driving him around.
Yeah.
So they haven't stated that date yet. They just reinstated Jones, huh?
Yeah.
So it'll happen. Obviously,
they're still trying to figure out if they're going to give him the immediate fight or if they're going to make him fight some people. I don't know.
Well, if it's soon enough, it can be an immediate fight. I don't think anybody would have a problem with that.
Well, I mean, he needs to fight soon, and Cormier says that he's not fighting for a while. Cormier wants what sounds to be like 12 to 13 months off.
Well, I think that if Jones came back, he would fight him. I just don't think there's anybody right now in that division that he wants to fight.
What I'm saying is I think Jones wants to fight right now. So he's going to if he wants to fight right now, I believe he's going to have to fight somebody in the top 3.
You don't think Cormier would make that exception?
No, I really think that he's been pushed to the limits with his last 3 fights. You can see it when he talks that he really does. He wants the time off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see when the announcement comes. Who knows when that's going to happen?
Yeah.
But that wraps up your show for this week.
Quick one.
Yeah,
it was quick.
Keeping it short, keeping you sane. But thanks for listening. Tell your friends. You can download us on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Of course, subscribe on iTunes. Find us on iHeartRadio.com as well. Check us out on Facebook, Split Decision, MMA Podcast. Throw us a like on Twitter and Instagram, SD_MMA. Big thanks to StrongBoardBalance.com for showing us some love. Check their Instagram out, StrongBoardBalance.com. Change the way that you work out. Get on board, StrongBoardBalance.com. And, of course, MyMMANews.com, our second home. You can find our podcasts and a lot of the stuff that we talk about here.
Yep.
MyMMANews.com. So that wraps it up for this week from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios. It's Bueller and the Ruloff brothers saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fight.